Hey y'all, this is Caleb down here at the Gold Cove. Last video we did was with Cameron. He was touching on what beginner buyers should buy in silver right now. Now I got my older brother here and he's gonna talk about gold, what beginner buyers should buy for gold. And he's gonna dive into that and I'll let him discuss that. Hey Jeff, how you doing?
How are you guys doing today? First off, beginners buying gold. In any kind of matter, gold buying for a beginner is a good thing. It's always good to add gold to your collection, to your stash. What's good for a beginner kind of always depends on the budget. You know, if you're sticking with the smaller budget, I would say, grams are a really good thing to buy. Tenths are a good thing to buy as well. But if you have that bigger budget, I would say shoot for an ounce, even a half ounce. The reason I say that now is when you buy smaller fractional stuff, the more you're going to pay in premium. So that means if you're buying like a 1 gram, a tenth, or a quarter, you're going to pay the highest premium for the smaller size stuff, kind of like you would at a grocery store. If you're buying king size candy bars versus the fun size, you're going to pay a cheaper rate for the bigger stuff just because you're buying more bulk, which in turn gives you a better deal. So that's what I tell people. If you're, the bigger you go with the budget, the better deal you're going to get with gold. Obviously the best thing you can buy premium wise would be a 1 ounce, probably gold bar. That's the cheapest premium thing we sell. Yeah, I think any gold for a beginner is a good thing. What do you think, Caleb?
Yeah, I agree with that. But the thing is, I would want to add if you only can't afford fractional gold, let's say gold was $2,000, the premium for a tenth was 10% over, you're only paying $220 for a tenth. And now what is that worth, Jeff?
Today, a tenth we would probably sell for right around, $550, $560.
Right. And the melt value is what, about 510-ish?
Yeah, right around 510 today.
So you're up on that, even if you pay that 10% 10, 15 years ago, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. The problem is you would have done a lot better if you could buy 10 tenths and you bought 1 ounce. You were paying a 2 or 3% premium, so you made that extra 8%.
That's correct.
For some people, that's all they can afford is a 10th ounce or a gram or something, and that, it adds up over time as well as it goes up at the same rate as an ounce would. So yeah, percentage-wise, you're looking pretty close. The only problem is when you buy that premium stuff, you have more of a gap to go up to be profitable.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Now let's dive into ounces. What do you think? Do you think as a beginner buyer, should they buy a bar, which is the cheapest, bang for their buck, if you would, or do you think they should buy US or maybe some sovereign gold that has a little bit more of a premium than the bar, not as much as US? What do you think on that?
Everybody's got a different desire when it comes to gold. What doesn't matter here at the Gold Cove is really desires. We just sell a ton of American gold. So there's been times where we run out of American gold and we're like, hey, guys, we're paying a little bit stronger for American gold right now just because we don't have any. And I've seen that a lot with, Eagles, Buffaloes. Not so much with the sovereign stuff as far as, like Britannias, Maples, Krugerrands. There's just a huge demand for the American gold. I want to say we probably sell 2 ounces of American gold to 1 ounce of anything else. So that's a big spread. That's a big difference.
Yeah, and the resale value, depending on supply and demand, you can get more on the American than, let's say, a sovereign. Is that true?
Yeah, just supply. It's basic economics, supply and demand. The American coin is always going to sell the most in America. We do have some customers that will travel and they like Philharmonics just because it has the euro on it, which is the European currency. And so people will buy those from us, take them over there, and they get a better rate on that stuff, I believe, as they would American. So yeah, that's also an interesting thing. But yeah, I think American is the best way to go with the 1 ounce. Of course, we have guys, a lot of foreigners love their 999 gold and they just want gold for gold. So they buy 1 ounce gold pieces. They like them sealed and assayed. So that's one kind of downfall that the American Eagle has, is it's not pure. They did make a Buffalo, which is a pure 1 ounce gold coin from the American Mint. The only problem is they are not always in our inventory. We don't always have a huge supply of Buffaloes. So that could be a better thing, Buffalo over everything maybe could be the right choice. I don't know exactly, but I know that the foreigners really love their 999 gold and they don't really want to touch anything that's non-pure. So yeah, I'm gonna grab that. All right. Sorry about that, guys.
No worries. So there's also a piece of jewelry here on this tray. Why is that, Jeff?
So me personally, I don't know if it's great for beginners, but as far as me, I really love buying my golden jewelry. And the reason being is there's a double upside with it. You know, when we sell gold here at the Gold Cove, we sell it at a little bit over spot. So that's one thing you got to be careful of. If you're going to a jewelry store and you're buying a gold chain, don't think you're really getting it for gold price. Whereas here, you know, you're right in front of us. We're telling you, hey, there's $2,000 in gold here. We'll sell it to you for $2,150 or $2,200. That's something we do here at the Gold Cove. Whether it's 14, 10 karat, we always kind of disclose how much gold is in there compared to what we're charging you. Whereas a jewelry store, you ask them how much gold's in there, they're like, I don't know, do it yourself kind of thing. So we sell it pretty much just as a commodity rather than a piece of jewelry.
Right.
And the cool thing with jewelry is there's a double upside. So that means when gold goes up, this goes up. Also, if I'm wearing this necklace on my neck and I go out with my friends or whatever and they see that I have this necklace and they really want this necklace, I'll say, hey, I'll sell it to you for 25, 50, 40% more than what I paid for it. And I have that upside of being able to sell it as a piece of jewelry. So if you're a good salesman or something, you know, we have guys that they buy chains from us and they go out and they sell them to their buddies, or they take them somewhere and I don't know what they do with them. You know, they sell them to somebody else. Flea market guys really like gold jewelry from us because we just sell it so, I won't say so cheap, just based on commodity, you know, based on the gold price. So that's why I really like jewelry. And sometimes we have some really fantastic pieces you can pick up, you know, right about the melt price, which you couldn't really do anywhere else at a jewelry store. So.
Thank you, Jeff. You got any other points you'd like to add on some gold? And you got any more suggestions or beginner points, as they say?
So one thing I would tell beginners to kind of stick away from is the kind of oddity stuff. Old foreign gold, U.S. commems, you know, they're kind of funky. You know, a lot of times we'll break really good deals on them just because they don't move as well, they don't sell as well. So we'll sell them cheap. That also means if they're coming across our counter, we're going to buy them cheap. Now, it's not saying your gold's any less or not worth as much. It's the same gold. The only problem is in the form that it's in is not very desirable. So a lot of times we'll pay almost refinery rates for that kind of stuff, which isn't always as good as, you know, bullion. So that's like, you know, the sovereign coins or maybe like weird rubles or francs, something like that. It's not as easily sellable for us, so we might discount it on the selling end, but we're also going to discount it on the buying end. That's one thing I would say, like, beginners, be aware of that. If you are going to get into it, I wouldn't recommend it, but that's one thing you got to watch out for. What else? I guess beginners, try not to fall in the trap of the high premium stuff. I see out there's some really cool stuff that they make, you know, like 10th ounce for Disney or something. They have Mickey Mouse on them, or like we'll get some Call of Duty 5-gram bars or 10-gram bars. And from us, they're really not that expensive. But from, you know, online retailers, you're going to pay a lot of money for a high premium thing like that. Or even gold backs. Gold backs are a sticky situation. I like gold backs if you have a couple for, you know, that barter mind. But if you're going to buy gold backs as your gold investment, I think you're going to not do as well in the future just because of the high premium you're going to pay for them. So yeah, stay away from high premium stuff. Stay away from stuff that's not very
liquidatable.
Not very liquid. Try to stick with American stuff if you can, if you want. I guess that's all I got for you. Try to buy as big as you can. That's what I tell everybody. Buy as big as you can because you're going to pay the lowest premium.
Alrighty,
Yep.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Yeah.
I'll see you next time.
See you next time.
4 or 5 guys at work, we talk. This is all we talk about. Like,
So where do you work at?
Consumers Energy down there in Kelly. So,
Okay, nice. Man, you guys take all my money.
oh, this month? Oh yeah,
Jeez.
it's gonna be crazy.
So all I need to make that deal happen would be 55.
Okay.
That's fine with me. So I got.
Is that for Buffalo?
Yeah. Which you don't care which 5 I grab?
Oh
Right
no.
here or no?
No.
Or I need.
Yeah, because I know that with all the tax, like the tax returns and stuff, like I'm an overtime guy.
Okay.
So you know how there's like the no tips on or no tax on overtime.
Yeah.
So all the guys we're going to get a little more money this year, and I keep telling them, like, you guys need to come in and buy a bunch of silver and gold.
Right.
We got 2 converts, and they'll probably be in here
Cool.
soon, because they're like, where are you going for your lunch hour? I'm like, I'm going to Gold Cove, man.
I'm going to Gold Cove, the only place I go.
I know I watch your guys. It's like I have.
You watch the
your
interaction
YouTube,
too?
Like
Yeah.
your YouTube, I have it on. It alerts me when it comes up.
Awesome.
Yeah, like I watched your last one.
Well, I appreciate it. So you probably wouldn't care if you're on YouTube, right? Not at all. Sweet.
But it works.
I think there might be some type of deal going on.
Yeah. Man, the kids are gonna love this.
Do you want a graded one there? Well.
Oh, I don't know.
That doesn't help.
I mean, I know right now.
There's no difference. But if I'm in your shoes, I'm grabbing that one.
Okay, yeah.
Ideally,
I think my daughter will like the way it looks.
2006. You got any kids born then? Probably not.
No. They're a little.
No, a little younger.
They're a little younger.
How old are you?
42.
42. How long have you been buying silver for?
So I bought my first ounce. $26.
26 bucks. So
Yeah.
what, 10 years ago?
My dad. It's funny. My dad got into it in the early 2000s, and the whole family's like, "What are you doing? You're crazy." You know what I mean? And my mom's like, "Quit buying stuff." And he'll never sell. He's got monster boxes just hidden under the stairs. He's like,
Right.
Never. He wants it for the grandkids.
Right.
So Christmas time, he gives all the kids out silver and stuff. So that's what kind of got me into it. But I think when you have kids, you start to think, well, I want to leave them something.
Right.
You know, and plus, like 42 is not that old, but
No.
the inflation, I've seen it in my lifetime.
Oh, right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially since COVID, I've seen, like, I buy the groceries. So I've seen it go up, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
holy shit. So that's why that's why, like, I know,
Oops.
I'm only doing this, like, I'll be, like, you're going to see me as soon as I get my tax money.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, all this tax money everybody's getting, I think you guys are going to, as soon as tax season, I think you're going to see a huge influx of people.
Typically, yeah, we kind of see. I mean, I think that's more so for jewelry.
Oh, really?
But
Because it's just like, they want to take that money
and put it
into something that's not going to inflate away.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, but it's really fun. I don't know. I love it, like watching this. Although, like the silver, like I would kind of like to have just stayed.
Right.
And then just kind of slowly, because I think a lot of people bought it for inflation, just to preserve their wealth, and not for a
investment.
Yeah, because investments, like you have to follow stuff all the time and research, but it was very relaxing. Like investing in silver was relaxing.
It's easy.
You're just like, I would come in, and I know I probably bought maybe $1,000 from you guys. But you just come in, you feel good about the purchase, you stick it in your safe, and like there it is for the kids. And now it's just like, because it's speculative, I think. I don't know.
Right.
But
and it's very, liquidatable too.
Yeah,
So it's as easy as buying it as selling it.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about it.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's going to be a thing. People my age and younger who are really, because like millennials and stuff, we've gone through it when it comes to like COVID in 2008 and the housing crisis. We're just like, man, this system sucks.
It does.
You know what I mean? It's like.
Thank you guys for watching our videos, subscribing to the channel, and liking our content. We are truly enjoying this journey on YouTube with all of you, and I hope you guys are as well. Be sure to be subscribed to the channel and notified on all of our content. And most importantly, buy precious metals, and don't forget to check out Cameron's whatnot called Gold Cove Cam on there. Things are going way too cheap. It's exciting. It's fun. I'm on there. Pops is on there. Cams is on there. And yeah, don't forget to, throw in some suggestions in the comments down below of what you want to see. Or if you want to be on film, please also let us know. Take care, everyone. We appreciate y'all. Have a great day.